Hello, good morning and welcome back to KPBC. This morning we are back at Dalby Forest. We're at the visitor centre. You see all there, we're all around here, and there's the start point to the red and the blue trail. Now it was basically 5 years ago in September when we first started riding bikes in lockdown 2020, and our first ever videoed ride was the blue route, which when we look back now was quite funny really. It did get quite a few hits because a lot of people like to see the blue route, but yeah, so we just thought we'll go back to basics, showing people who are just coming new to this sport what you need and basically how you get around the blue trail.
So yeah, you've got Dalby Forest Cycle Hub here, which is a shop, and you can also do e-bike hire or normal bike hire. You've got a set of toilets, and round the back in the courtyard area you've got the courtyard cafe selling, you know, hot food, drinks, all that type of stuff. And around the back of the courtyard, just over there, you got bike wash. Right, if you're new to mountain biking or you're bringing your family here or anything like that, here's a little bit of a guide as to what you might want to wear. Now the basics: helmet. I wouldn't let anybody go on a trail or even a road without an helmet on. One of the things that I always forget when I go out bike riding is some water as well, or some juice. So it's going to take you about an hour, I reckon, to do this, depending on your pace. So yeah, taking some refreshment is handy, but also there is refreshments right at the end. Now, regarding shoes, you know, I'm wearing fairly expensive mountain biking shoes. You don't need to wear something like that, but wearing something that's got a flat sole, that's quite solid, will benefit you, because that means you won't slip off the pedals. Whereas if you're wearing something really soft and flimsy, you're going to find that difficult. But yeah, let's crack on, let's show you what it's all about.
Hi guys, so yeah, this is the start point. This explains the Jubilee cycle trail, which is the blue route here at Dalby. You can see that it's 11k, 6 miles. It's quite gentle. It's a nice climb to start with, and then it levels off. You've got some lovely sweepy berm sections, a few technical bits, but you can see there is a mixture of climbs, descents, moderate gradients, technical features like tree roots, rock steps, jumps and berms. Rollable features are controlled at controlled speed with variable surfaces. But yeah, we're going to stop at all these points, break them down, show you the best way, different alternative lines and stuff like that really. But yeah, we're just going to go through it bit by bit and explain the blue trail.
Now if you're really new to the game and you're not fancying, you know, this fairly decent climb up here, you can go across to the Go Ape section, and apparently there is an alternative easy ride up which misses out all of this you know, which does get a little bit technical, this bit of a climb here. So yeah, just for your information, we've never actually done this before, so be interested to see exactly how easy that is, but I imagine that's just fire road all the way up. So we're here at Go Ape and we're just going to show you the easy way up into the blue trail, which we believe, we've never done it before, but we believe it's up here. So we'll come up this fire road to the first set of junctions here, and we've got 3 options: left, onwards or right, but there's no indication on the signage to tell you which way to go if you're looking for the blue shortcut. So I would probably advise people not to bother doing this unless you know exactly where you're going. You might be able to find your way on if you had a OS map or something, but personally I think you're better off doing the original Blue and just experiencing the full proper route rather than doing this and getting lost. Right, off we go. Blue Jubilee Cycle Trail. Yeah, you've got a fairly decent climb up here, unfortunately.
Quite loose this as well at the moment.
Yeah, it is a bit loose at the moment. The young ones will just be loving it, but us oldies, yeah, be prepared for this anyway, because this is, I say, unless you go the alternative way, which is down there, but I suspect you've still got a bit of a climb there anyway. It's just on a fire road, whereas at least with this it's a little bit more exciting with the switchbacks and it's off-road. Kids will love it.
Good warm up anyway.
Yep.
It's not too severe, it's quite gentle really once you've done the switchback.
Yeah, this is the easy bit really. I mean, once he gets round these couple of switchbacks here and he gets into the woods, it starts to get a bit more technical there. And that's where you start to need to pick your line choice and just make sure you know what you're going to be hitting. On the Blue Trail there's always something that gives you what we call a chicken option, a chicken run. So you can either take the slightly more difficult bit or you can take the easier bit. There's always a choice. Right, as you start to get into the woods now, you'll start to see the signage. Now one thing Dalby's really good at is showing you signs. And as you can see, the blue indicates where you go for the blue, the red indicates where the red trail is. Now as you move up here, come to a bit of a crossroads here and you're looking for the signs, looking for the arrows, and sure enough it's there. Right, now as you carry on up here you can see the blue's telling you to go that way, whereas the red is actually going this way, and I'm just going to show you this, not that it's part of the blue route, but as you can see the red option here is a little bit steeper, a little bit rocky, but that does join back onto the blue route. So by all means give it a go if you're especially if you're on an e-bike or something, but if you're looking for a bit of a family friendly, you're going to be going that way.
Right, so that's where the red splits off, just temporarily, just to give you a more techie option, but we're doing the blue today. So yeah, you can see another switchback. You're starting to get a bit more feature, a bit more of a trail than just a gravel track. This is where the top of this red alternative comes out. That's where you meet it again. So yeah, just winds its way up. Right, here's your first technical feature really, coming up now. So you see you've got an option here on the left with a bit of a drop, which is like a big curb, or you can go to the right, a little bit more steering, you're not going straight, but yeah, you've got to manoeuvre a bit more, but there's no drop and it's more of a flat roll round.
That's literally about 6 inches, so you can roll that quite easily.
Roll it. So it's going on to the right, so you just roll this. Yeah. And then we've got another feature where you can separate off. Just do a bit of a route to get over. Those gone round. But yeah, as you can see, there's different options. Or like Phil was saying, you've got chicken runs or chicken options, which is just the easier way. So yeah, different line choices. again. With the little option there, you can go to the left. Whee! But yeah, here we go. This is where we separate from the red trail now. As you can see,
Don't want to do that.
We're not ready for that on the blue stage. There's a lot of drops there. Yeah, you learn them eventually, get more confident with things like that. But yeah, we want to avoid that today. So if we just turn to the right, we're continuing up this way. So yes, this is a slight diversion on the blue, where the trees have come down. It looks like someone's done a nice little alternative here. Still on the keeping to the original track. Yeah, nice and loamy. It's always dry in here. But remember, you are climbing all the way. Brings you up the top of the fire road.
Do you remember back in 2020 when we did that first video? This was our first pit stop. I think we were a bit out of breath by this point. Yeah. Pit stop one. Yeah.
So yeah, end of that section, meets the fire road again. You can all celebrate because you've basically done your climbing, or the majority of it. That is the section up to the flat bit now, and this is where your fun begins. So this is a gentle, easy flow blue trail now. It's not a descent, it's just pretty flat, but it just gets you used to turning on your berms. There's lots of berms sweeping left and right. This is where it all starts, guys and gals.
Yeah. What I would say is just go steady, because it can get a bit loose, and if you get a little bit too enthusiastic in the berms, you'll be sliding out. Go, go, go! Right guys, we've got the next tasty bit of the blue coming up. This is where the berms get a little bit bigger. It gets a little bit faster if that's what you've got the confidence level to do. A couple of little sort of roller type jumps in there as well. Really good, really quick, probably one of our favourite sections, to be honest. Yeah, go for it. When you get to this section, go for it. I'm going in. That one. Right, so here you can see the sign. Blue's on that way. That's just where the red is coming up and joining back in with the blue. So yeah, don't get confused and go down there, otherwise you'll get yourself into trouble. But yeah, now this section here is again down again, but it's a bit more of a natural trail. So it's weaving. There's the odd root, there's the odd stone just to avoid. Nothing too severe. Just go steady. But yeah, fun section. Right. Yep.
See guys, a little bit more technical now. Say it is a natural trail, so it's not all flat smooth. There's undulations, there's bits where it's sank, little potholes, roots coming out. So yeah, again, just keep your wits about you. Don't go too fast. Obviously until you get familiar with what you're doing in the trail itself. But yeah, it's quite a fun little forest section. Again, the little option, you can go to the right or to the left as we've just done there. You've got maybe a couple of extra routes to manoeuvre around. But at the moment, it's really dry, so the roots aren't really much of a problem. It's when you get the wet weather, then be careful because yeah, the roots will take you out. So yeah, as you can see, when you go down, you've got to come up. So this is the last little bit of this section. The climb. Gets you up to the fire road here, and you can have 2 minutes wait for everyone to catch up with each other before you crack on with the next section.
Worth noting on these signs, if you ever see an orange sign that says escape, that's directing you down the fire road, and the fire road will actually take you back straight to the visitor centre. So where there's that escape sign in, if you need to get out because you've had enough, whatever reason, you can go straight down there.
Got a puncher.
Got a puncher or something like that, yeah. Right, at the moment we're about 5 miles in. We've been riding about roughly 25 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. So yeah, we're nearly done. Say, depending on how fast a rider you are, you could do this blue trail in 30-40 minutes quite easily. I would say a family's probably going to do it in about an hour.
About an hour, yeah. No rush.
No rush, yeah.
Yeah.
So the next section we're going to do is into the woods again, and a bit more like the last section, really flowy. You know, you don't need to do a lot of pedalling if you don't want to. A couple of routes, things like that, just to be aware of. And I say in the winter it gets a bit sloppy, but you know, not too bad really. But yeah, good section this. Of routes there, but other than that it's fairly free of anything bad. Climbing back up a little bit here. And then we open up. And again, this is a little bit of a slow incline, so
guys, so yeah, we'll continue on the blue. I know you've just had that climbing section, but we just had the drop, so we just picked up a bit of speed. If you're not careful, this little bit can catch you out. Again, as from the first climb from the visitor centre, you could see there was a few options where you take like the easier option. So obviously Phil can show you that on the right here. If you keep to the right, you just do like a crescent moon around the feature. It's gravelly, it's stony, but it's smooth as such, apart from the gravel and stones. But the left section here is quite blind. You don't see what's on the other side of the hump. And there you can see there's a really tasty little root, well, big root. because of the angle it's running, if that's wet, your the back wheel hits that, you will slide along it. And you
or your front end even.
Front end, back
yeah,
end, whichever.
that'll catch you out. And you can't really see it. It's say, like Kerry said, it's blind on your approach. So just be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little awkward little route on the other side of that. See here, we're descending, a bit rocky, some loose sections. So to manoeuvre around, you have route to manoeuvre around. Got little bits here, potholes, separate routes. Oh, it's against the company, but there's a big nasty route there. Keep your eyes open, guys. Eyes in front at all times, don't look down. Techy little bits here, so you've got to get some speed in first so you can stop pedalling and have enough pace to carry the manure or the feature that you're trying to get over. Yeah, here we go, technical timing now. Look at this. So Bill's on his e-bike, he should be able to get up here, no problem at all. Again, stick to the left, you're missing all the routes out, look, the way I'm going. Plenty of power, just to carry the crest. Oh, now we've got a tight switch back.
So you got a nice flat, fast section here. Nothing to be worried about whatsoever. So if you want to give it the beans, crack open that tin and give it some. One, and then a biggie. Two. Now this is the two steps here. You got one there, but it's only about, I don't know, 6 inches. And then you got this one here, which again is probably a foot. But actually, you could tell, I did say it wasn't rollable, but actually it is rollable, perfectly rollable. You just come over, you can take that at any speed you want. But, us being us, we like to take it at full belt.
Hi guys, So yeah, we're just coming along that section. Obviously you've just done them 2 jumps. You're feeling 100 men and you're going at full pace. What you're going to watch out for is about 200 yards after that along the straight. You suddenly, because it's overgrown at the moment, you don't see it either, but you suddenly hit this lot of roots. Now obviously if you're not comfortable on this sort of thing, it can really catch you out unexpected, and it's not just one section and it's really hard to avoid. So unless you take your far inside or right hand line, you know, you basically are going to hit some form of root. So if it's wet, be careful. As you can see, it continues over here, little brief lull, but then it continues again, so you've got more routes to manoeuvre. Again, you can take an easier right line, which sort of avoids this drop here with these few stones. So again, it's being familiar with what you're doing. So yeah, you can see you can take the outside line here, avoids most of the routes. Some people will come straight down the left with,
I think the right hand side line looks like it's the easiest line, doesn't it?
Definitely. And then as you come down, that's not the end of it. More technical stuff to be aware of. Obviously you've got a lot of stones and loose bricks and stuff like that. Your tyres can hit the sides, you know, all sorts. So again, choose your line carefully. Left hand side again looks quite good.
Yeah, chicken run.
Yeah.
Or for a bit of fun.
Yeah, take the rocks.
They're fairly flat. Nothing to be worried about really. And then on. Yeah, both are nice and smooth. Take whichever one you want. Right, we're here on the final section of the Blue. Right, this is the last section of the Blue. Okay, so this is basically a really big descent from pretty much, I don't know how high we are up in Dalby, but all that climbing you did initially, this is more or less the same sort of height. And it's a big drop down, but it's a real roller coaster of a ride. It's big sweepy berms, lots of pumps, lots of umps and bumps as you go along. You can go down this pretty quickly if you've got the confidence. Although there is a couple of sections that might catch you out because there's a couple of tight turns in it and stuff like that. But in general, it's nice and flat. It's nice and, you know, stone free. You can really, you know, it's just a shame you can't get back up to top dead easy to do this again, because I guarantee as soon as you've done this once, you're going to love it. Right, start off. Yeah, you've got to be careful on your little cutouts, that's where you can lose it. Yep. And this is the end. The end run down. This is the end. A bit loose, a good steady, you don't be daft like us. And that's it. You have completed the blue.